Hello, I'm making this video as part of the assignment 5 for my instructional design class at Fort Hays State University. And basically what I'm supposed to do is to review the unit that I have done with the electric field potential that for revisions that I would make and answer some questions in regard to what those revisions would be. So some of the questions are, do the task yield appropriate evidence of the identified understandings? And I would say yes, that they do. I had the students do an electric field mapping lab in which they were able to graph or to determine the electric potential field around charged objects. And once they had that activity completed, they compared it with the gravitational field, which is an analogy of the um, electric potential field. One thing that I would do different perhaps is to let them use the textbook to make the connections with electric field because we didn't emphasize that very much. Basically, the learning depended on the laboratory experience. The second question is, do the task involve a complex real-world application of the identified knowledge, skills, and understandings? And I would say yes, they do, because one of the things we did as a culminating activity in this exercise was to build a power supply. So the students had a kit from which they were assembled their own power supply in which they could vary the voltage from after they had completed that kit. The third question is, are a variety of appropriate assessments formats used to provide additional evidence of learning? And again, I would say yes, there were. One of the things that we do is a formative assessment in which students prepare whiteboards of their understanding of the learning that they're having. And this goes right on into the fourth question, which is, are students giving opportunities to self-assess and reflect upon their learning and performance? And to continue with the whiteboarding idea, the students prepare a proposed solution to a problem on a whiteboard, and then they present it to the class. Meanwhile, the students have an opportunity to view their own solution to the problem and to see if they agree with the solution presented by the person making the presentation. At that point, they have an opportunity to make corrections to their own solution or ask questions of the person who is making the presentation and kind of have an opportunity for self-assessment of their work. I think that answers all four of the questions. I think probably I would make a few changes to the unit that I had used, but in the overall, I think it was a fairly successful unit.